kind of system, but once we nickel it, it's automatically boxed because the personnel's on the field. So that tackle, he did not read that as an in outside, so he called it. Center C called it to 59. Right tackle's declared at 53.
Man in the backside.
And we are sifting the backside because we've got 84 or 94 to 37.
Now your guard backside, like you said earlier, that guard, what calls he gonna make right now?
He called man.
Even with
Center declared 58.
Oh, so he's right now, even with a 3, he's on a man, okay.
So the left tackle knows that there's nobody threatening him. Now here's where numbers get issued. See, this is why I need a nickel call. This is why I need nickel 18 said, which is the same as 18 box. But we make one in nickel and we make another one in base because of all the rules that fit into those two groups and the groupings. The box play usually comes out of 2 tights for us and 2 wides. This one is a 3 wide system. So they played substitute defense because we substitute. Now, if you substitute on first down with 3 wides, will they go automatic nickel for you?
No.
First down?
Automatic nickel on first down?
No, teams are gonna play us one way or, we don't see a lot of substitution off our personnel. They're gonna have their plan and they're gonna play it.
So it could be base personnel or nickel personnel?
Yep.
That would be heaven for me if I could do that, because then I could call them all the same way. You know, I know what's on the field. It's when they run a DB in there.
You know what our problem is, Coach? I was gonna say something, because we're going through this right now, is just, really for us, more than personnel is our personnel. When there's a tight end involved, and when there's not a tight end involved, call side.
Right.
That's where that's where
That's why we did it with 2 different terms.
yeah, and that's what
One
we
term
need
is
to
18
do.
bucks.
Right,
That's 2 tight ends. The other one is nickel 18.
right.
They're both strong. They could be overed or they could be pass checked. There are too many in there. There's certain things that would make us do any one of those. But that's why we did it that way. We felt it's the responsibility of upstairs people to get to the quarterback through the coordinator with the play call, because they saw what personnel went on.
I mean, I'm starting to think that, you know, we're right on the money what we're doing, except one thing. When we want to run open side zones, you know what I mean? One back.
You need to turn
Teams, it's a teen series, it stays teen series, so that we always get the first backer in the box. And if we don't want to account for that first backer in the box, then we make it, you know, a tight end series, a 60 series play. 80 series is keep it what it is. It's our 2 back weak side play. It's just what it is. To me, that just watching this and just kind of listening in our system, I think we got it already in a teen series. We don't, because the second digit tells us tight zone, wide zone, and we have tags for options. So for the offensive line, it's a lot easier if we keep it teens. You know, when we want to run with no tight end attached, we want to run that play. We call it teen series. We'll always ID the first backer in the box. We'll be in good shape. Because if we get stuck with a 4-down, 3-backer system, 7-man box, no tight end, we still got to account for that Sam. And we have code words that take us off of that. You know what I mean? 80 series is our 2-back weak side deal, and tight end side is 90 series, and move on. But it's kind of doing what coach is doing, I think. I mean,
Well, I had to do this for my players. You know, I didn't have any way to know how to spot which ones are mine. And I only did it because it made sense to me. And I taught them that way. And now they would like, I think, sometimes to change them. But I got it so ingrained in their heads, they could never change it here. I mean, they'd have to send some of these guys to a psychiatrist. I mean, that's the way I operate things. I'm so old and antiquated, I can't figure out how they know. Because this is not, guys, let me just say this is not the picture the live and see right here. This is not the real world. They don't see that shit.
right.
They see, that center sees those 3 in there. This right tackle sees these 3 out here. That left tackle sees that end, and whoever is supposed to be in there.
Right.
That's all they
You know what I'm
see.
saying?
No, I know, that's why.
Keep our teen series to place like the first backer in the box. Keep it that way.
That's what it is, but it's
Now
not
you have-
necessarily an option series.
just any pressure off the front side edge there, coach.
He belongs to the wide receiver.
So How does he block any front side edge pressure?
Okay. First of all, you'll notice if we don't motion him, he's gonna take a tighter split. You see where he is?
Yep.
And most people would not put him that tight.
Yep.
What I'd like to do is line him up over here and motion him over there. Because I could always tell him how far he could go out based on what he sees, right? Right here, he can't be forward to be wide because, see, they got two of them, right? The safety could be down,
Yeah.
or the safety could roll over the top from right here. So he is responsible in nickel for the first thing outside of that box. He's got it. You don't
Would
want
that be the same in box?
Yeah, but it's usually a tight end for us in box. So that is a trained tight end, and it's always trips in box. Because we must set up our trips passing. We have to have it. So we use one as a nickel concept with 3 wides, and another one as a concept with 2 wides. And we try not to do that so that we don't get them confused as to what they have. I'm sure you have a system that's in place that if you can get all the verbiage where this makes sense and the numbers, then they can fall into it.
That's what we just changed. Where we were this season coming from a true spread to adding a tight end, to adding a tight end fullback, to adding those things. That got screwy because we were in a spread 4 receiver verbiage that you start adding a lot of things that doesn't always make sense because numbers are just getting too conglomerate on a lot of things. So where now we have, that's what we're just talking about, we've broken up tight end oriented, an open side insert, an option series, or a spread zone series. So it really comes down for me, identification for the offensive line. They know where to start their count, who they have to account for, period.
Well, how, these wideouts have a problem with this too, because they gotta know what their element is. They have to.
Right.
And we never turn that out to a DB unless we have a fullback on the field. And our tight end release out there. That guy right there never belongs to us. He just doesn't belong to us. That's how they know. And right there, he's got a problem. You tell him to stay outside leverage because they'll play to you. If you stay outside leverage, that's perfect.
Now, do we have anything in with that tight end, all of a sudden you have that box that guy gets up on the line of scrimmage, that tight end's gotta go out.
Well, generally, here's the way we do it. Here's the way we explain it. If that box guy's fucking around, that's what we read the safeties. If the safeties are too high, then leave it on, strong. If the safeties are moved over strong, that guy that's fucking around, he may be blitzing. He better go the other way. And that's why it's over and under for us, box and safety. That's why. So that we know whether there's a blitzer coming from outside the package. Does that make sense? You
Yep.
see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
There's no way that backer that's walked out with the trips guy is gonna blitz if there's no safety down on that side. If there's no rotation.
Yeah.
So that's how we read it. Now, when we get into this, we live with what we got. So when we call nickel terms, we live with it. Now the wideouts have to assume that role. Is this the easiest way, a short split? I'd personally rather motion over there than any other way. That's my favorite. It's just my favorite. The problem is, do you want to do that in your tree route, in your passing routes? You see?
Well,
And
we're
then
all
do you want to line up with a split this tight to run some of your routes? But they have to look the same, or they don't honor the run.
See, every time because we've never checked it, so we're always motioning to protect
And that's
an edge.
that'd be the answer. This way I do it. That's the way I do it.
Do you like this 2x2
whether
more than the 3x1
I
tight
like
end?
both. And I think the more flexibility you get, and added with the tight end moving, which is still my favorite, is to move him to create trips and start him in trips and create double. Now you have really taxed them because they don't know which side to bring their blitz off of, right? I mean, they don't know because the declaration's all fucked up. Now, that's why I asked you, do they come from the field or do they come from formation? You got to kind of decide that as you get your plan together. If I thought they were coming to the field, I could always be right. I could run this play into the boundary, fucking. wide
You like
receiver
this
with
away
him.
from pressure better than in pressure?
Shit, yeah, because you ain't got enough helmets. You got no lead blocker now. You know, anybody that blitzes from the outside in, it's got to belong to the wideout. For us, that's just the way we teach it. Great running down, that's just great downhill running. So this was 2x2. He's a backer, so the right tackle tight end have to adjust to him, correct? One that doesn't have a helmet, so one that came down weak side. He's running 18 strong. The right guard's gonna work the front side combination. Tight end's gonna turn it out, because that's a deep out linebacker. It's a substitute defense, and the center's declared the other linebacker.
Because if that's a nickel call right now, and that's a
That's a
DB,
nickel 18.
you're out.
That belongs to the wide receiver.
Right, I got it, yeah. It's critical, that's really kind of a critical point right there.
It is very critical. And I think that's why it's essential they understand what's on the field. But the reads are the same, because that's a buck on the ball to a runner. So he
Yep.
reads the down lineman over the right tackle,
Right.
clear read, right?
Yep.
That's a clear read. I'm gonna take my third, I'm gonna plan, I'm gonna go down that pipe, and I'm gonna get in that gut, and I'm gonna get all I can get down in that seam.
One more time, Coach.
I'm surprised the runner even bent that tight to the quarterback. He
It
did.
looked like he kind
Yeah,
of
it did.
picked
It
it a
looked
little
tight.
too quick.
It looked tight. Now, this is my favorite way, but as
No,
I
this
said,
is-
I've
this
got
is
to
us right
change,
here.
I gotta change the right tackle waiting so long. So that guy coming down now belongs to that wide receiver at the top. Does that make sense? That makes sense, 'cause I got the first backer inside, and the center's got the backer inside.
Why don't you do this?
The quarterback's gonna hold the end, and the left tackle's gonna sift for anybody that's a chase.
This is us. This is what we are more than anything else.
This ball should bounce. Did you read?
That's an easy read.
It is, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna defend it, because I got some rules too,
Where you spell
that I wanna give you here, because I think these are.
That's
No.
the point, I'm not sure this is what we got.
No,
This
what
is what's screwed up for us, Danny.
Hang on one second, let me see the top of it. You tell me what that means,
First and 10.
He should go outside.
Who should?
The runner. That running ball should go to
Easy
the
read.
edge.
Yeah, no,
There's, this to me, coach, this look here is a, now, we use that, instead of tight end, I'm in our fullback, but they're kind of an interchangeable position for us in a lot of ways right here.
That's right.
Coming over.
Mhm.
What would get you, and maybe it's the tag.
To go out to the DB?
What would get you to want to go to the DB at time, I mean, and what it would be the difference for you to get you to the DB,
otherwise.
or to get you to insert?
I have to have two backs.
You gotta go 90s or
No,
teens.
for us, Danny, this has gotta be a teen series to go out, or a 90 series. If we're treating him as a tight end, it's a 90 series. If we're treating him as not, then he goes out, then it's a teen series. See, that's what I'm saying. That's, to me, I mean, looking at it.
Put that center on 55 right now and just bank it, you're gonna rotate safeties, you gotta make it, you really gotta make it 14, or you're just saying it's 84
We don't
with a
have
hanger.
that system.
Or you call it 80 and you trade it as two-back insert.
Or you say 84 hanger.
So you're putting pressure on the angles of all of these, so that guy right there doesn't have to block. And you can't do that.
The wideout.
It doesn't make sense. It makes sense. You gotta have, well, it's got a job to do. Now, you may have to orchestrate it so that this week, the best of the blockers is that inside guy with the formation call. Right? Or the best of the blockers is this guy, and this guy. Okay, going back to yours. Okay? They make five. Everybody shuts up. Coach coaches him by himself. If you make five, we all shut up. Now, if he asks me, I'll say, I think you're wrong, but you made five. Okay? First downs, shut up. It's more important to make first downs than it is to make the right read. So if it's 3rd and 2 and 3, and he made a hard inside, that's the reason I went back to that down distance. Now, he would have gotten me, because that second run right there is going to be 5.5.
Yep.
Let's shut up, you deal with it to me.
Yep.
I don't get in that. 3rd and 2, 3, 4, he makes a hard downhill cut and makes a first down. Get the fuck back to the huddle, and let's shut up and let's go. Now, Yes, we don't. Second and 2, 3, 4, first downs, first downs, first down. You're staying in this prerogative. When you do, you create the world that you really want to create. Now you're not afraid to throw the ball. Because you know you're going to have a consistent game. Passing is yes, no. Running has to be yes, 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 yes. Doesn't have to be long ones. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then 16, then 14, then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 18, 12. The other game's going to be 20, 0, sack. 13, 19, sack, drop. Right? I mean, there's too many negatives. Don't let the running game spill into the other factor. That's how you create upsets. That's how a team not as good as you can beat you, in my opinion. That's a philosophy we've worked very hard on. I think we're on the right path with it, but who knows? Shit, we all got opinions.
Coach.
But I had to give you that little running rule right here.
Plays aside right now, never mind who gives a shit what we call what. If that guy right there is a fullback,
Okay. That's
that
weak.
picture right there.
That's 18 week.
I don't even care. I mean, I'm going to ask you philosophically. I don't
Okay.
give a shit what we call anything.
Okay.
That's a fullback for you right now.
Okay.
How do you want to handle that picture right there? Do you want to insert him? What do you want to do? That's
Okay.
a fullback right now.
If you had called nickel, he would be responsible for 55 and the center would be responsible for 52. Okay. If you had called 18 week, he had 55 by himself. He would not have the tackle accommodation. He'd have to read it like a runner.
Right. Got it.
I don't like that play without somebody holding the back edge.
Right.
I don't
Right.
like that.
Right.
Because that ball is gonna bend back here, and the quarterback, even as fast as our son bitch is, that guy will fall back in there and make that play, and I won't gain any consistency.
Right.
I have trouble ever saying that without a tight end and a two-back, that I can ever put him on the DB. Now, if you give me two backs and a tight end, I can do that, and I'll show you reel after fucking reel, because that's where we live. But we could not do that out of two backs
Here's what I
and
wanna
no
ask
tight
you.
end. We couldn't do that.
Here's Coach,
We couldn't function.
and here's where we're kind of in this hybrid now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
And
bet.
we're in a hybrid
I bet.
because if we could treat it, we could use a tight end personnel, and we can do what you're doing here too. But we got that flexibility, where we're starting to get that flexibility. But here's the advantage right now I think we have,
Okay?
to answer my own question, I'm asking your opinion.
Okay.
Okay? Is we can run, let's say, an insert and not have to worry about holding that back edge like you're afraid to do, because they're afraid of us pulling the ball and reading that sucker so he don't really come down
Okay.
like a bitch.
Which is what I'm interested in.
And that's why we can insert, to me, we can have some chance to, if we want it with a fullback personnel type of guy and a spreader
Okay.
set to insert and hold him a little bit and get away with it.
But our fullback would have to stop behind that guard and enter.
Absolutely. And that's the dilemma we've had, is because sometimes
No doubt about it.
we can't get him in this position and do that.
Well, if you're
That's the deal.
inserting here though, you
You
have
can
no,
go
you
to
have
the
no
edge and
need to read
insert.
anything.
Well, they still read it like the stretch play though, even to the weak side on an insert kind. It's read like a stretch. That didn't change. You're just reading how you insert to him based off of that end.
I'm saying on
It's
the
not an
backside
ISO.
and on the backside. You're gonna insert this right here. Your man calling the backside. The backside tackle now,
He's got man
tight
safety.
to the end, he's just sifting up
Correct.
to somebody else
Correct.
because you're on 53.
Right.
Exactly right.
Okay?
But the
He can
theory
keep
of holding
the
them.
He can keep the chaser from chasing flat, but
With an insert thought,
Mhm.
and this is where my questions would come with us right here. If we had an insert called weak here, Steve, that DB has come down now.
We get a hanger.
Are we moving over one?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's what we would make a call, coach, a hanger call that would take him, put him out here, and move us over one.
how do they do that?
Got to, make a call.
How do they do that? How do they know do that? How do those guys right there see what that guy over there's doing? You mean to tell me a guy moving across there is gonna go out there and all five of them fuckers are gonna change people in the middle of the play? I don't think that's football. I don't think that's possible. I mean, my brain, that ain't possible.
Mm-hmm.
How would my guy know that? I don't see this, guys. That center sees that fucking that two technique and a three technique and one backer, whoever he declared. I'm now gonna change because of something that happened over there? How did all that get communicated?
You're putting it on the wideout every time.
No shit. He is the removed tight end if that's a fullback. He is a flexed tight end in concept here.
Right, no doubt, he's a flex tight end right now. I understand that.
No, I mean the next wideout, not in this picture.
Okay, but right now, in your scheme,
You
you
would
would need.
never combine, if you're making the insert call here, 55,
Okay,
you're calling 18 week,
okay.
okay? You are, the wideout has to handle that,
Any type of,
no matter what.
Right.
Wherever he is, he's the wideouts.
Exactly.
And if he's standing right on the line of scrimmage right here,
Exactly right.
coming off the edge, you gotta get out of the play.
Or you had to
Or you gotta
motion
motion
over.
somebody
But not when it's on
Uh-huh.
defense though, because you put that, in on defense, 3-4 defense, you put that fullback on that overhang.
Oh, yeah, because that's a different, that puts us in a whole different schematics, because he now becomes the buck on ball, he has to be the fullbacks or the tight ends,
Right.
right? So he is, and now the next DB belongs to the wideouts.
See,
So they learn it from two back to start with, and then they take their three back rules, their one back rules, and they know they have replaced the full back. So if we put three wides out there in any form or fashion, okay, that guy is a safety call guy for us because he has to handle that one. He just, no other way to do it.
Right.
And this guy has to assume the role of that player from outside in, and it can be done this way, or it can be done this, it can be done in all those.
Right.
They have assumed the role of that fullback. And if the tight end is not in the picture and you got one moving, he assumes the role of fullback or tight end. But those guys are responsible for the force element of the defense.
right.
Yes. I could not understand it the other way. I would not know how to get mine to go to theirs in a motion call. I don't see how you do it. I can't in my mind. I can see how we could say, oh, let's do this, but how do you know that? How do you?
Right, with a motion call, I'm with you.
How do you do that?
With a motion call, I'm with you. But if it lines up that way and it's not a motion call, then you're just blocking birds, just like you did in odd defense. You essentially, in odd defense, had that fullback block that back around ball.
Okay, let's just put this picture up here, right here. And we had two over here or one?
One.
Either way.
Yeah, let's assume it's doubled. And we got-
He's a tight end now in that scheme.
Well, he could be a fullback.
I know, but just.
To get him to go to that guy, you just fuck those five guys.
No
right?
question.
Johnson.
I agree with you.
There's no way for this guy to not to block a safety. That just don't make sense. That
I agree with
didn't hit my
you.
head. That didn't hit my brain. You made all angles horrible, and their ability to designate which one that they're working their combination to, so that he can stay off that to that. And the answer I always have when we start our nickel runs is, let's do this with the guy, because then he can extend depending on what he sees, right? This is called 5 and 10 rule, where he knows that he's got to stop right here, because now he can block that every time. But he doesn't have him if he's a linebacker. If he's a linebacker, he's this guy's. Excuse me.
Right.
Yeah. We're getting bogged down here, but that's okay. That's part of it too. We need to jump right onto some keepers
It's a
here.
good conversation.
Oh, it is.
It's,
This is what the whole thing boils down to. And everybody can't see everybody else's, because that's the way we are. That's just the way the fucking thing works. But I definitely think it's an outside read. And I will tell this to the wideout, you never are responsible when he makes an inside cut. You're never responsible for if that guy makes a tackle outside in. What you have to do is stay on that leverage. Because if that ball bounces, that's where the big one's gonna happen. That's where the big fucking.
For the wideouts.
Yes.
Yeah.
so always keep outside leverage.
Now, you always keep outside leverage. Now, this left tackle does not have 53. He is sifting from end to safety. He gets right there. He's not gonna pass that something. I can tell you, I'm not here yet. You know, that isn't my guy. That belongs to somebody else. In reality, the center's taking the other guy. That isn't the one he took, but he just played football, to me. And the left tackle just played football. I mean, that's just the way the game is, to me.
This ultimately, to me, comes back on the back for going inside.
It
Or you
does,
say-
it does.
Depending
But let's
down
see
the
how close
distance.
we are to 5 here, because, you know, as I told you, I'm gonna scream, because.
He makes the wrong decision. You
He
get by
made,
5.
he made a good bad decision.
You better get 5.
That's right. So here at the top, you know, that comes down, we're gonna turn that out, and then we're gonna read off the 3. The ball never goes outside. So he's gonna go 1 to 2 very quickly. Center's gotta get to 2.
Because no matter who's there, whether it's a linebacker or a down lineman, you still treat them the same. It's like that linebacker walks down and chokes that tight end.
We always turn out to the play.
Okay.
To the play. Away from the play, we turn loose the wide guy, and the tight end cuts off the one that's on him.
Okay.
So that rule never changes, because we don't flip people. We just say, it doesn't matter who they are, you two must turn out. And then the runner, you know, right now in that read, you're reading 3 very quickly. Even though you start with the outside guy, you immediately get to the 3, and you're gonna run off that one. I think he's
Some
reading.
pressing
fine.
going on there.
I think he's reading fine there.
See that?
Now, we do a little of this where, you know, our quarterback's such a great athlete, we'll move him around, and we're actually direct snapping to the tailback, which is your spread backwards, right? It's the same principle, and just do things, I guess, that don't mean anything. It's just nickel run. So here's a wide end, so the right tackle should work combination with the right guard.
Pitch.
He did. Center should not come on with him, though. He should not. Did not get communicated. Bad coaching. 27 belongs to the wideout. Let's see where he went. Let's see. Oh, we're guessing that he's going to go 7. Oh, the wideout's coming.
Trying to get in there for him. Coach, on the center on this one now.
He should not work combination front side anytime they call guard tackle pinch.
Yeah, pinch.
So he should go man straight up to the box and look for the first thing from
And so he's really just looking for whatever shows right there.
anything that comes from this back edge. So the left tackle is gonna go down and wall on the 47. The wideout was in a position to hold off, that's why he lined up right there. And 7's just trying to draw a crowd. See, we were not good at this at our tackle spot when the tight end was with us, because we couldn't feel him. We can't stay that long. We gotta climb, right? We gotta get climbing up in that hole. This happened with the tight end being off. See how the tackle's waiting on him to come on, and we can't stay this long. We gotta leave, because we got 55. Center's got 54. The back tackle's sifting from end to 23. The wideout's still trying to get to 23 on the backside, but you don't know whether he can get there or not. That's what saves that 8th guy down, or 7th guy down in that set. Quarterback has fucked us with no keeper.
What are your thoughts on the ability to make that block between those two, the offensive line tight end and the tackle?
I think if I coach it better to what I call ricochet the guy, if my tackle knows he doesn't have one, but he got a strong call. He's got a strong call, so he knows he's coming, okay? If I hit him left and turn him over, I think we'd have a better system. And I think what happened is we went out and practiced it without being aggressive with the bags and things like that, so that we went out and it all fit up real clean. Well, shit, football ain't like goddamn, the drills are, that's bad drilling. You know, you gotta simulate what you're doing, and we haven't given our tackle a chance to realize that he can't wait anymore. Because our runner ain't got tackle, right? I'm screaming this, the tackle can't hold out there. He can't do that, he can't, so I gotta get off. Now the tight end's gonna have to get it, but it does help me move the tight end around, which makes them get all fucked up about their blitzes too. They can't set them. So this is my favorite way, starting 3, and then bring it over to here. You know, if I had my druthers, I'd rather do this. Now, the center did the same thing here. He's in a man scheme. The right guard's trying to get to 36, but we can't get there, so we got to bump it off and turn it into a bare front without a call.
Right,
They pinched over here. The left tackle got in too deep.
right.
Who's he pinching? Is he pinching the 50?
He should be pinching to 29. But here's one of the things that happens to substitute fronts. Which one of those came in as the weak side backer? Which one of those came in as a strong safety? So we usually know that by numbers. We usually study that. But occasionally you'll play a team like New England who's really well drilled. And they'll have different personnel groupings every week. So that just when you think you know which one's covering the back, which one's covering the tight end, which one's covering you, this fucking go out, and then all your numbers just went to shit, you know. But that's coaching at a level that's unbelievable, because they can do that. They just have that kind of players and brains. I thought we made some good adjustments. I think the left tackle felt 36 was a bigger threat than 29. And maybe it was, you know, maybe it was. But the wideout got leverage on the one he wanted. So now the read's fine.
Get back to the wide on that one for me.
Okay.
That's 24.
This is zero blitz now, you know, this is bringing the whole house, and everybody's in man coverage. I think the wideout, great right there.
Is that Brian Finner?
Yeah, he's one of our 3 wides. We have 2 young ones that are going to be great. We're going to get a kid out of Ohio State and a kid out of Memphis. They're going to be just, that's the 3 best blockers I think I've been around. But we had to get rid of 2. Had to, and they would kill us. And then I want to just, while we're in the middle of the stretch, I'll come back to this, but I want us to look at our QB and let's talk about the difference between this and go. Because this is the biggest plays in football for us. And then what y'all may find that you may need some of these. Okay, now here's what's been called, okay? He has called a 2-back fullback lead, and he has labeled it with a term for the wide receiver that you have the corner on your side.
Mm-hmm.
You have it. And I may keep it, I may not. I'm reading what I see back here. I see no defender from the secondary, right? He's already up there and stretched to the top, right? Isn't that what you're saying?
Yep.
And we have given him the idea that they are playing an honest or they're not. Okay? And so he's calling the huddle the play. And he has told the wideout, you block the corner. And then I'm coming too. Okay, so how much different is this than your read? How'd it go?
Right there.
Yeah.
Conceptually.
Conceptually, it's going to be the same. That outside wideout is always, backside wideout always blocking for a quarterback key for us, always.
No matter what.
No matter what.
Even if you didn't declare it.
Will we read it every time?
Read it every time.
Okay. Okay.
So
So if I read it and declare it, I'm not a bit different than you are.
If you're declaring it right
If
here.
our
you're gonna
wideout
be
is
same
doing
as
the same as you.
then you're the same as us. What we would do in the gun, how does he read it here? Is he kind of guessing?
We have alerted
Or
him
you've
what
alerted
we've
that.
seen, and we have told him to tell his wideout QB, and nobody else on the whole team knows that it's not being handed off,
Mm-hmm.
okay?
And you're assuming though the end's gonna chase down the line of scrimmage.
We have had enough go on in this game to tell us they're not playing honest,
Yeah.
okay? Now, that doesn't mean everything's perfect either, right? Because
Oh,
he's gotta make a big decision. Now, part of our turning our back on the guy makes him chase more. So what I've gotta find out as I study you guys is, am I giving up more than I'm getting, or can I do them both? Because I want them both. Now, why are they chasing this front? Well, this is our 4-minute offense. We're putting the game away. This is short yardage. This is red zone, where we want to have everything going we can possibly have. We have a keeper, we have a give, we have two backs, we have nasty, we have ugly, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because this fits so many places that you can win the game. Now, this quarterback can't run as fast as your guys. I mean, this guy runs, you know, he runs 4.85, 4.9. You know, he's just a guy.
Mm-hmm.
But now, he's been told that 98 is not being honest, because he really isn't being honest, correct? He's got the quarterback in this defense.
Oh, yeah.
There's no doubt about it. Okay, now you put that same animal out there that is now, by definition, here he's gonna keep it. Here he should have given it.
Get two outside.
He got two outside. That to us makes no sense to even do it. But we have an athlete, guys, that he is so friggin' fast. But this time, the wideout didn't even get the call. Because if he had got the call,
You gotta touch him.
we got touched it, right? So we know we're on to something, because this guy, even if they fuck up defensively, if they chase one little bit on him,
Mm-hmm.
It's a broke leg.
done. I mean, that's dangerous.
It's a broke leg.
Okay, I mean, this is an amazing film when you take this thing and study them all. And I'll show you how we've incorporated it the other way as well, because right there's no extra player over there, because they're stopping the two-back run, right? They've had it stuck down their pipe, here they come. You know, and if we'd have given it, handed off, we'd have made 5 here. You know, we'd have made 4, 5, 6.
Mm-hmm.
But I know what happens when he gets that one right there.
It's 30, 40, 50.
That's why for us,
Now,
18.
that's what
first
explosion
read,
runs are, to me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what can you do off the ones you've got
read.
that make this happen? So that's why I'm so intrigued with the spread, because he's a great gun player in the things he does out of gun. I'm now putting him in the best situation he can be in to play games.
That's what he's saying. You got perfect play.
Our thought, you know, originally when we did it here, you know, for us with the gun is, you never wanna be the play behind. You never wanna call the keep.
Well,
Well, all of a sudden, you see the chase,
See,
you have a
we're
great
making-
feel for it, and you call the keep, and the guy was honest the one time you called it, or you had yourself what you wanted with the, you know, ours was the negative play.
It has been amazing how many of these we've hit right now, because we got it another way too. You see our center right tackle, see, they don't know shit, right? They
No.
got no friggin' idea. And as a result, does the New Orleans Saints know? Do they know? They don't know for sure either, right? They don't know.
Our, just what, as you go on that, rewind that one more time, the only difference you're gonna get with us being from the gun and what you'll see is they're now gonna play games with these two from the gun.
Oh, we already get it.
You're gonna get the end flying back
No,
over
we
the
are,
top.
we play Tampa, we get that system. But we have a system there too, okay? And I'll show you that one, because if we prepare for the team and we know they do that, we have a package that's handed off that we will stone dead cold you if we get it. So I'll give you that when I get there. But I mean, for me not to do this, guys, is like stupid.
Well, with this guy, yeah. I
That
mean,
kid.
it's-
Are you shitting me? All right, and then
We search the world over for one of those guys.
oh fuck. But you have to be able to use it within your parameters.
Yeah.
But two or three of these have been the other guy too, you know, that can barely run.
I mean, the most intriguing thing,
It's hard to make 12 yards, 13 yards
Kid.
with guys that run 4.85 in the National Football League. Are you shitting me? Fuck.
what I love about it is you got the component of the tight end, fullback, lead stretch play, which keeps you secure for 4 strong. It's a great play. Then if you out of the gun can read that weak side end, you slow down, you potentially slow the defense down, and you have everything you want.
Exactly right. I've got the
All
nickel
purpose.
package of run, one back, 3 wides with a read.
It's a great
And
thing.
I ain't telling one thing to the people up front. I have not made them learn one new thing. And I turned this film on when I got this damn thing, and I'm going, what the fuck? Now, when
There's
they've
your-
got a
there's your
system,
game- there's
here's
your
an
game right here.
exchange,
We'll
here's
see
an
this.
exchange.
We'll
Yeah,
see this
guys.
all the time.
Yeah, you just keep exchanging that sumbitch with this guy.
Right.
And you just keep exchanging that sumbitch. You know, he runs too fast for that stuff, you know? They better run up the field to get him.
Yes, even 56 here, one more time. See the only difference, I guess we see more 56, I mean, he will not do that. He's strictly the quarterback player, and he's gonna run and contain his ass.
Then they lose the run game.
Okay, well, I'll show you how we do that with, I'm gonna give you 2 things, but
He would cause, to me, for us in our system, he causes so much issues. A defense has to, they can't not respect a guy like that with our system ever, because if you cheat at all, that defensive end, when we would read D end, they, with a guy like him, would even be hard pressed to have a D end on.
But
They
now
would
you have to have a
thwart-
1-back set and a 2-back defense concept
Right.
against him doing it both places.
That's
One under center.
Yeah.
They can't do that. That's what I'm trying to tell you. To me, they can't do. You run 18 18 force read. When you put that fullback in that tight end strong like that, fucking unsound, I think. You know. And so now, how do they stop it all? That's the difference. It's not. You know what I mean, Danny?
Oh, I'm with you.
That's the component
So
we've got.
for you right here, this defensive end, if you're in the gun with a guy like him that you have,
You keep
He's
it
done.
every time.
he is
You
done.
keep it every friggin' time.
So what you'd end up
You would
seeing,
make them clean up.
what you'd end up seeing is defensive ends having, my thought would be, is you'd see him in the gun, defensive ends, with any sort of, anything going on, having to play pure wide contain. You know, that, which ideally is all we want.
Then the tackle's
You know?
always gonna get on the linebacker.
Right.
That's
Now,
all
who's
we
gonna
have,
chase
that's
the cut?
exactly what we
Right.
want.
Nobody.
Well,
Nobody.
I know, because how many times can you run plays where a guy can run down through here like this? How hard is that to do? That's hard, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
With that kid,
we got 12 plays on this fucking film, and it's just like, I'm going, why the fuck are we doing this stuff? Okay, I mean,
with that kid, they have to put somewhere you can't even let that defensive end sniff.
oh, I know.
cutback.
Now you know why we're interested now. We have 2 things to go with this. And I've got to give you so that you can see where this fits in. First one, just to answer your question, here's the first thing we do when we play Tampa. And they roll that sumbitch back on us like you're talking about. Could be any one of those, right? He's somewhere in there.
Pass block him, or you just turn it
We,
on.
we start down and we turn back and we cut this and then we push that guy to where that is. You realize what that fucking hole is right there? When that
That's
guy-
what we've been talking about the last month.
Now, if my guy can't always tell. We tell him if he lines up outside, then build a simple all that way. It's when he does this that we get fucked. Cause see, he's mine right there. So what we tell him to do is you start there and the minute you see him hesitate, you turn back and you cut the dog shit. This guy is so blind in this cut, it is like, whew, ass over tea kettles.
Just we were going through whether to ass block him or turn.
The
him.
question,
We're gonna wheel and cut.
I just worry about, I wonder athletically for
I-
us.
Because we do so much cutting, I feel like that's the way for us to go. And we know the teams, because we can study them from having played them before. Now, if we get it on the sideline and we've taught it, then we're in pretty good shape.
Four-step cut.
See, what we saw, and this is what got, like, Texas did it with their guy, off the same deal this year. They would do that, and I think instead of the tackle wheeling back, they would always read it. Wheeling back that way is their tackle now is going to that backer. When you chase here, he's just going to turn and wheel you, and the quarterback's just knifing it in that same backside. Everybody, what would happen there is everybody's gone. The tackle wheels back on the backer, the end's gone, and now the quarterback's just knifing in that same hole with
Well,
the back
that's a
carrying
thought.
outside.
That's a thought, but I wouldn't be tied to him. I wouldn't know whether he'd handed the ball.
You don't need to,
It's him, he's reading it.
because
You're
the
reading.
quarterback's reading that
Oh,
end.
I would wait.
So that
until-
end,
I see.
you're wearing the gun now, that
Yeah, but
quarterback's
That wouldn't
here.
fit my two-back rule, so I'd have a problem there that I wouldn't be able to.
That's the whole thing. We're
For
reading
me,
it.
ideally, I want the ball
Okay.
handed. I like the
Why,
ball handed.
Coach, why would it not fit your two-back rules? It would.
Because I don't know whether he did or didn't, and the guy's gonna chase Skinny behind and hit the
Oh,
shot.
I'm saying, Coach, you don't care, right? You made a man call back
Well,
there.
I care if this guy can make that cutoff without me getting a helmet on.
You're reading.
No, but you're reading them, so now we're saying, you made your man call, so
Okay.
now this is what Texas was doing, so you made your man call, so now you're the tackle, you're hauling balls off the ball, he runs out,
I know what you're saying, but listen, how do I know what he read? How do I know that he didn't get up there and say, I'm gonna hand this fucker off?
You're reading it.
You're reading it on the
Talking
snap.
about-
Look at him on the
This guy would, I know that, but I'm saying, what if my eyes and his eyes were not on the same theory?
Well, what it is.
I think I'd be better off
from the
teaching
gun?
a gun rule and a
That's
two-back
from the-
rule and
that's
live
from
with
the guns.
what I've already taught him in a two-back
Right.
rule and teach the gun rule the other way.
That's still things we're talking.
Okay, now let me give you one more here, because this will excite you, and then we'll take a little break here and, see if they got our second lunch. Okay, now. This could be two-backed or three-way. And the play call is, if it's three wide, nickel 18 strong. Says possible naked. If it were two backed, it's right there, and we would simply go 18 force, arc, release, that whole world we're in. Possible naked. Everybody okay so far?
Yep.
When these two hear possible naked, that's their world. Okay? So we are going to the line of scrimmage with the same concepts that we had on the keep. If they don't have a threatener, we're coming out with the pass.
Mhm.
If they have a threatener, we're handing the ball. The only thing we had to be careful of is if our back tackle was a chase linebacker player, he had to go cut whatever his assignment was. He couldn't chase it because he'd be illegal.
Right.
Because he literally didn't know it was a run or a pass. The rest of the team blocked full speed. Go get them, because there was nobody downfield anyway. Now, what you've just entered into it now is you've given him not just the option of running a keeper by himself, but you've given him a chance to throw combination routes with naked protection. Nobody.
Yeah.
Now, that has been impressive. And we've just started into it.
So how'd you tell the tackle?
You block the play, but you must cut the guy you're responsible for as fast as you can, because you're going to be on the ground.
So if it was a white, if it was a shade nose,
I'm going to go cut the wheel right now. I'm going to go throw at his legs 2 yards downfield and just
No downfield issues ever.
Just don't go down. You do your assignment fast, and you cut them as fast as you can. And of course, the faster you go, the faster they come at you, right? I mean, because it looks real. And now you've entered into the best possible world because you gave yourself a keeper that sometimes is right, sometimes is wrong, right? Sometimes it's naked, you don't like it, sometimes you do like it. You got to pass, just like we're doing, the option read. Now that's
Who's who's making the decisions for the coordinator?
Coordinator makes that one.
Now,
And he also
possible
makes the
naked-
other one. If we learn to read it, then
Possible naked then, for you, let me just get this straight. Possible naked says,
Like a sole
okay,
series.
they're not playing honest, so you're gonna naked unless there's two outside.
exactly right.
Okay.
I know, but it's the same concept.
But you've called the run, and you're gearing it just like you do the read. See? And you can do it out of three wides with nickel. The nickel runs that we just got through running and talking about.
I love that with the read concept.
See, our whole
Makes
deal
sense.
is from the gun, it would be this, if you wanted to call it that way, but you would just read, if the end, for whatever
Exactly
reason, was
right.
stationary,
Exactly right.
you're handing the ball off.
You would, if that sucker was playing naked,
That's
You're
great.
just handing the ball.
you'd hand the ball off, right?
If he's chasing,
If he's chasing, you come out now, instead of running, you come out with a combination route.
Run pass option.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Now think about what you just, you took one, you took the if out of another one, right?
well,
The
we
what if.
like to, well, we've always wanted to take the if out of everything for us by being in the gun and reading that defensive end. Where if you called possible naked right now, and the end was up the field, if you call possible naked, he's gonna keep it every time, unless he sees two outside, right?
The end would
You're
make
doing-
him throw it fast, but we would always have
A
some
route.
flat route, some quick
In
route.
case he was pulled
In
up.
other words, there's a lot of ways you can do it, right? You can throw out here and then scissors back. I mean, you
In
you
case
play
he's
that
pulled
game.
up right now,
Yeah,
he can
yeah,
pull
yeah.
up.
He's got to have a place, because the tight end's not a crosser. There ain't no crosser because he's blocking 18 over there.
Mm-hmm.
But you have the best of that other world, that's for sure. All right, let's take 5 here. Let me take a. Hi there, girl. Thanks for setting